Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101, uh, Week 13, uh, Thursday night football pregame show. We have a great NFC matchup for tonight. We'll talk about that and what we expect out of tonight's game. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101, Thursday night football, Week 13 trivia question. That's a Dallas Cowboy trivia question. What Dallas Cowboy holds the NFL record for most passes to start a career without an interception? I will have the answer later in the podcast. It's Thursday night football, week 13. We have a great NFC matchup for you tonight. The Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks will battle it out tonight at AT&T Stadium in Big D. The Dallas Cowboys are coming off a 45-10 win over the Washington Commanders last week on Thanksgiving Day. Uh, uh, Back in week 5, these Cowboys had got decimated by the 49ers on Sunday Night Football by 32 points. If that was your last impression of Dallas, then you are way off track now. Because ever since that game, the team has been rolling, winning 5 of their last 6 games. Their only loss in that time was to the Eagles by less than a touchdown. The Cowboys are DVOA darlings as well. They rank 4th in total team DVOA, including 10th on offense, 3rd on defense, and 9th on special teams. The biggest reason for the Cowboys' success during this run has been a hell of a hot streak by Dak Prescott. Last season, Prescott led the league in interceptions, 15, but this has been his best year in the NFL so far. He has thrown 23 touchdown passes in just 6 interceptions. That's excellent production, and with his rushing and passing game, and he really has Prescott in a great position to win tonight's game against the Seahawks, which I do believe the Cowboys will. And you'll get my Thursday night pick before uh, the uh, before the uh, before I sign off. Uh, uh, Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys have one more game before a highly anticipated NFC East rematch. Excuse me. This time, it's an opponent with a winning record as the Seattle Seahawks visit Thursday night before the Cowboys, who are 8-3, get a little break in anticipation of the Philadelphia Eagles coming to town on December 10th. And Seattle is coming off, I missed that before. The Seahawks are coming off a 31-13 loss at the hands of the 49ers last week on Thanksgiving Day. And the Seahawks are battling players with injuries right now. Dallas, which has a 13-game home winning streak, has beaten 3 consecutive double-digit underdogs by an average of 30 points. 30 points. The Seahawks, who are 6-5, are close with Dallas favored by 9, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. But the Cowboys say they won't be peeking around the corner at the Eagles, who won 28-23 in Philadelphia to start November in a game Dallas easily could have won. Seattle is giving. Actually, the Eagles won that game 20-23 in Philly to start November in a game that Dallas could have easily won. Now, Seattle is giving us plenty to worry about, plenty to focus on. Coach Mike McCarthy said there's a lot of length between Seattle and the next one. I don't see that as an issue at all. Prescott is one of the best roles of his career with the star quarterback throwing 18 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions since one of the worst games of his career, a 42-10 loss in San Francisco on October 8th. And as I mentioned, the Seattle Seahawks are coming off a 31-13 win. It was a Thanksgiving Day loss to the Niners. That was their second in a row, with quarterback Geno Smith needing to end a streak of 20 consecutive possessions without an offensive touchdown. Before the two-game skid, Smith threw for a career-high 369 yards in a win over Washington. Uh, First up, let's get him well. Let's get him really healthy. A whole week of practice, that'll be good, Coach Pete Carroll said, referring to Smith nursing a sore elbow, and he is questionable for tonight, but it doesn't look like he's going to play. And it was only a couple of weeks ago he had one of the better games he's ever had. Uh, we just need to be in sync. Dallas is the first team in the NFL history to win its first 5 home games in a season by at least 20 points. The lead was 10 going into the fourth quarter on Thanksgiving against Washington before Dayron Bland's NFL record fifth interception returned for a touchdown this season, capped a 25-point quarter and a 45-10 win. And the catch for the Cowboys is all right. Is all 8 of their victories have come against teams currently with losing records. We've won some games in a tough league, Prescott said, but at the end of the day, it's about the next game. And right now, a good Seattle team is coming in. I understand they've dropped a couple here recently, but this is a good team, and they probably need this win more than a lot of teams in the league right now. After the past couple of weeks, there was no question there needed to be tweaks to the Seahawks passing game. And everyone involved believes it starts with getting the ball out of Smith's hands a lot quicker. Smith was sacked a season high 6 times last week by San Francisco, and a number of those were situations where Smith held the ball longer than he should have, and the pocket collapsed. Seattle is hoping the expected return of right tackle Abe Lucas will help the protection, but the priority has been on Smith throwing in rhythm and not being forced to hold the ball against Dallas' stout defense. Coach Pete Carroll is right with Smith. Smith said, I probably have been holding the ball a little too long to try to see guys open instead of what I normally do is to throw them open. Now, they don't want to get discouraged. Even if they keep winning, the Cowboys need to help to catch the Eagles, or the defending NFC and division champs. If they want to avoid going on the road in the playoffs for the second year in a row, Philadelphia's lead is 2 games, and Dallas probably hoped to gain ground with the Eagles facing Kansas City and Buffalo the past 2 weeks. The Eagles held on to beat the Chiefs, then pulled off an impressive win over the Bills when Jake Elliott forced overtime with a 59-yard field goal in the rain. McCarthy says his team won't get discouraged. In your journey in this league, the road to the championships always under construction, McCarthy said. It's never the same for 2 teams. There's a lot of football left to be played, and there's 6 weeks of the season left, and none of the NFL teams are going to take it lightly. For a better part of 5 weeks, the Seahawks were getting the kind of consistent pressure they were hoping from the pass rush. There was an outlier of the 11 sacks they had against the Giants, but even in other weeks, during that stretch, uh, regularly getting the quarterback to move. Lately, some of the success uh, with pressure has gone away. Seattle has 6 sacks in the past 4 games, but three of those, excuse me, came in its lone winning during the stretch against Washington. The challenge won't get any easier this week. The Cowboys haven't allowed a sack in the past 3 games, a first in Prescott's 8 seasons, and we've got teams behind the sticks, so we can really let our pass rush uh, go get go get after guys. Seattle defensive lineman Jared Reed said, "We've been kind of giving up a few yards here and there and letting them get to third and shorts. But we need more third and long downs, and Seattle does need that, especially against the Cowboys tonight. So, and uh, it's going to be I think a long night for the and Geno Smith is playing tonight. I guess he is going to play. So, and right now it is 7-3 Seahawks. Whoa. And Seattle's about to kick off. There's 7:28 left to go in the first quarter. And so, but it was 3rd and 8. Geno Smith pass deep middle to DK Metcalf for the 73-yard touchdown. Myers' extra point is good, and that's how it became 7-3. And Dallas had kicked a field goal, and I think I wanted to see it was a 4th and 12 was Aubrey's 30-yard field goal was good, and it was at the Seattle 12, and that's where we stand right now at 7-3. And right now, we'll get back talking about this in a moment, but right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 13 trivia question. What Dallas Cowboy holds the NFL record for most passes to start a career without an interception? And if you said Dak Prescott, you are correct. Dak Prescott's mark of 176 passes broke the previous record of 162 set by Tom Brady. Now I have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be most likely on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Uh, and so, and the Seattle has just kicked off, and then uh, Tony Pollard left guard to the Dallas 27 for 2 yards. It was a 1st and 10 at the Dallas 25. And right now, that's where we stand with 7:28 left to go in the first quarter. So, uh, but I do think my Thursday night pick, I have taken the Dallas Cowboys. So I believe Dallas will get the win, and most likely my brother-in-law is going to take Dallas as well. So we shall see what happens with this game tonight. So, and I do believe Dallas will get the win, and it was Dak Prescott sacked at the Dallas 19 for -8 yards. 2nd and 8, it was at the Dallas 27. So, boy, you can't get sacked there. You can't do that a lot tonight, Prescott. So we'll see. We'll see if Dallas gets the win or will it be Seattle. We shall find out as the game wears on. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 13 pregame show. I'll be back with the Thursday Night Football postgame show for Week 13. And after the Seahawks Cowboys game has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.